Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome to Leo season. We have made it. We made it through Cancer season, and here we are in the thick of eclipse season. So speaking of that, I did eclipse oracle readings for all signs. The link for your sign watching here is below. Also, everything I'm about to talk about is in the description box below. Of course, if you want a private reading with me, you can access that below to my booking system. Prices are going to be going up for my birthday in Virgo season, so take advantage of those prices now. If you want access to the mid-month readings, you have two options for that. I now offer the ability to buy them by sign individually, or of course, you can join Siren Gang where you pay monthly and you get access to all 12 of the readings, plus a weekly energetic blog, plus $3 off my services. But when my prices go up, that discount will go from $3 off to $5 off. And I also listed some crystal sets for sale on my website as well, along with, of course, my ritual kit. So the description of that is below, and I've already sold about half of them. And if you guys really like them, I will start stocking them more often. I was just trying to gauge where everything was at. All the crystal sets that we have on the site now are going to be charged under the eclipses, so you have the opportunity to add any additional intentions you have and things like that and get them charged up. Of course, as always, if you have any questions for me or not sure which reading to get or whatever, of course, email me. The description is below. And if you want access to me on a more regular basis, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter @_spiritual_siren. Mwah. So Kanye's song Flashing Lights is playing in my head, mostly because I was getting this like visual of like legit like paparazzi bulbs flashing, and I feel that you're getting some much deserved attention in August in some capacity during Leo season. I feel like you're going to be getting some type of attention, or whatever transpires during Leo season is going to end up giving you the attention. It's going to be captured. Like, people are going to be able to capture you. And what's interesting is we have the Eight of Cups here with the High Priestess, which is kind of leaving behind some of your mystery. And, I mean, Scorpio will always be mysterious. Scorpio will always have tricks up their sleeve, even if they don't want to, right? I was reflecting on that with myself recently. I was like, wow, I want nothing more than to be emotionally understood being a Scorpio moon. But I know no matter what, because emotions and things about myself are unbeknownst to me, that no matter what, no one can ever know me really fully. So I do feel there's some part of yourself that you've kept hidden, more so on purpose. There's a deep, deep part of you, and I feel it's a part of you that not only is wise, but is very sensitive. And I don't mean sensitive in like a psychic way. I mean sensitive in like a very like fragile way, okay, because this is feminine energy. And I feel you're realizing that that part of you doesn't need to be hidden. That part of you isn't like causing you any pain or whatever. It's a lot more valuable out in the open, okay? And not to everybody, but you have that discretion anyways. You don't need to worry about that, because this man in the Eight of Cups that's leaving this established understanding behind, it's like that worked for you for a certain period of time, but it doesn't anymore, okay? And he's crossed the bridge. So I feel like you're bridging an emotional gap, or crossing over to a new frontier, if you will, and these two together add to a 10, so this is a new cycle unfolding. And 4 and 6 is 10, and then we have the 10 of Cups here. So there's a lot of new beginnings getting started in August for you guys. 4 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, King of Swords, with the 10 of Cups underneath. I feel what brings you emotional satisfaction and what makes you feel at home, or like you're at home, is changing for you, okay? This can be an air sign man. If it is, it would be an older person, like someone that is like a father figure, or someone that is like superior to you in some regard. And you may be reflecting on the way that they can boost your finances. This may be a family member, where they can boost your finances. For some of you, this person may no longer be alive. Okay, for some reason I feel like this looks like a casket to me, and it never looks like that. So you may be reflecting on someone that has passed away that meant a lot to you and was a big part of your family, and you're wondering how you can bring more of their essence into your life. But other than that, I feel that you're reflecting on how you need to further get your needs met in relationship of all types, especially if you're going to feel this emotional fullness. Because I do feel that you're having to reveal a new part of yourself that needs something, and it's not in a way that you've expressed before. And you're realizing you can't allow pain to dictate what you do or do not receive anymore. You need to be a lot more open. You need to be vocal. You also need to be vocal about your needs. And I think that you're also going to be taking a lesson, if you will, from either, again, an air sign man or an air sign person, or a person that's just more detached. And they're kind of going to teach you that, like, you can verbalize things, and you can love people and be invested without being consumed. All right, Scorpio. We have a lot happening here. Okay, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas. We have a decent amount of people as well. I feel like this is big energy. Okay, big energy. Like, ready or not, here it comes type of energy. Okay. I decided to pull lesson cards for this month's readings, and we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And when we undergo, right, a consciousness upgrade, an awakening, a motherboard upgrade, it brings up, a lot. It's a lot to deal with, okay? And I feel like that's kind of what August is going to be for you. It's just a lot to deal with. Not in a bad way at all. But they're big themes, okay? So I don't necessarily think things are going to get settled in August where, like, something starts and you smooth the entire thing over. But the big things are going to happen where they're just never going to really be the same, okay? Overall, we have the 10 of Wands. So sometimes Spirit wants us to have our plate maxed out, so that we hit our limit and decide what's worth keeping and what's worth shedding, right? And when we are ready to grow, when we're ready to expand, we have to really be mindful and conscious of what we can take with us and what needs to be, staying where it's at. And that's what I really think you're having to come to grips with, if you will, because Spirit wants you to live your best life, and Spirit wants you to be patient with certain things and be honest with yourself about other things. And that requires a certain amount of maturity as well. Not that you're not mature now, but it's like you can't continue to be as overburdened as you are with other people's stuff. And some of it's your own stuff. Let's say like 7 of these wands is your own stuff, but 3 of them are somebody else's. 7 is enough. Like 7 is a lot as it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really continue to really worry about other people. And at the end of the day, you know that. You know that you have to be priority number 1. You know that your occult knowledge, that your dedication to your own soul growth, the dedication to receiving and opening up to an ancient power is extremely important. But if you are ingesting other people's energy, or if you are putting other people's plates on your plate, growing is going to be a real drag. You know what I mean? Like, growing comes with pain anyway sometimes, because we have to get through the pain, right? We have to crack that seed, has to crack that surface before the flower can bloom, before the seed can grow. But it doesn't have to be so bad if we don't compound more soil on top. And if you plant a seed too deep into the soil, it won't even crack the surface, and it's never going to hit the light. And then you're going to have to wait till next season and replant. You know what I'm saying? So what Spirit is asking you to release, we have the Hanged Man with the rune female, and we have the 4 of Swords. Overall, I feel like you've been sitting on intuitive knowledge about a lot of stuff. Some of it's with work, some of it's with love, some of it's just overall with your happiness. I think it's going to hit on a lot of fronts for a lot of people. Home life, family, It really could be, it's going to be a combination of all things because we have this 10 of Wands here. It's not just one matter. Okay, and with female, again, this is about your own perception. This is about your ability to intuit, your ability to receive. So you've been waiting for this sign, ingesting this information. You've gotten all the signs. You've gotten all the messages. You're maxed out. There's nothing left for you to receive before you move forward, okay? It's not that you're done receiving information in general, of course, never. But if you're waiting to get a different message in order to, like, bring it differently, or you're waiting for someone's behavior to change, or, like, you know, you've, like, gotten this intuition about somebody and you're like, nah, maybe they'll change their way, like, Spirit is saying no. You've gotten enough information because you can't sit on this information any longer, okay? And if there was somebody else that was making you wait, okay, if you feel like, you know, if maybe this is a boss or somebody said, okay, you know what, give me a little while, give me 4 weeks, give me some time, I have to sit on and try to decide things, their time is up. And they've already made their decision. You need to stand your ground and be like, you know what, no, because growth is my priority. If this is career and, like, you've been waiting for an answer about a raise, you're waiting for an answer about what, all that kind of stuff, you need to prioritize your growth on all fronts. Creatively, financially, spiritually, emotionally, you need to prioritize your growth because you're cracking that surface this month, okay? I feel like you're coming up for light this month. And anyone that has been keeping you in suspension or has been telling you, like, if you've been waiting specifically, I feel, for 4 months or maybe even 4 years, okay, or since April, for someone to come around in whatever capacity, come around, and you've had this, like, you've had psychic intuitions or different insights where you've looked at it from all different sides, but you just, only your mind, like, perceives a different thing, but you don't get any signs for something different. Like, if your dreams are telling you, like, the same thing as the signs, but your mind is like, oh, well, maybe it's time to hang it up. Okay? The door that's now open, that was once closed. We have the King of Swords with the ruined marriage, the Sun, and the Three of Pentacles. So we have the King of Swords in the beginning as well. Now, this marriage rune doesn't really have to be, you know, actual marriage. A lot of times I see this as a contractual type of energy or commitment type of energy. So number one, you need to commit to building a life that you're actually proud of and that you're happy about living. Okay? And that's nobody's job but your own. Okay? And you know, again, you know what is required. And in some capacity, you're probably saying, well, I need so-and-so to act this way and I need this person to do this. But we know that we can't control other people. And even when we have to pull our manipulation out of our pocket, we know it ends up causing us more aggravation than it does success. So you might as well not even bother. Okay? Overall, if this is not another person, this King of Swords is asking you to commit to the truth. Commit to what you know to be true, not only in your heart, but in your mind. And sometimes, you know, we can play tricks on ourselves, but I know that you know the truth, and it's also important for you to speak into your own commitments. Sorry, I just heard some noise. And really speak on what makes you happy, okay? With the Three of Pentacles here, some of you may be wanting to build a marriage that reminds you of somebody else's that you really admire. Because I feel like you're realizing that the life that you want, even though it's your own job to be happy, right? It's all of our individual jobs to be happy. We can't make anybody make us happy. But that we have something more to learn. Like, we realize that, like, we are not masters at making ourselves happy, or we're not masters at living our best life or whatever, which is fine because we're on a constant evolutionary fold. But I feel like there's something you can learn from this King of Swords if it's another person, okay? And I feel like there's a good chance it is an air sign or someone more so that's just detached. But they prioritized happiness in their life. Okay? I am feeling that this may be a father figure. All right? Someone that you look up to. You may look up to their lifestyle. You may look up to the way they approach life. And you're like, wow, I'm not like that at all. Like, but they're just so carefree. I feel like this person is carefree. Even if they're older, I think they're going to be kind of youthful. And there's a lot to learn from them. You also may get the opportunity to go into a business deal with them. This could be something totally different, where they're giving you maybe seed money for something and you're going into a contract with them that's going to give you a lot more creative freedom. That's going to give you a lot more liberation. But either way, you're in the growing phases. I feel like that's important to remember, that you're in the growing phases because you haven't quite yet learned how to unburden yourself and just live life for you. Okay? You're going from living life for everybody else and worrying about how your lifestyle affects their people to living to have your own best life. I also feel like when you commit to your own happiness and your own freedom, that your standards for committing to someone and building something with someone is going to change. Okay, I think you're going to realize that as much as, you know, we all have to grow and we all have things to learn because we're no masters of anything, that you're not willing to teach just anybody. Like, that you're not willing to help somebody build happiness because you have your own stuff to worry about and you're not willing, again, to take more onto your plate. Okay? Hope that made sense. Your current energy as it relates to all of this, in your head, we have the High Priestess. In your heart, we have the Two of Wands. In your foundation, we have both the Knight of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. On the Knight of Swords, we have the rune Journey. So again, there's this air sign energy. Now, with the Ten of Pentacles here, combined with the Knight of Swords, because we have Journey, I feel like, to an extent, your family, like your roots, your nuclear family, the people, like, even if you have a big family, like, somehow your family always dictates the way your life unfolds, okay, in some capacity. Okay, because with the Knight of Swords here, I feel like your family comes in and gives you a message that alters your path. Not completely, of course, but it's like they have this weight over your path. I feel like your family, their voice, and even if there's not really thought out and they're not like considering how it would affect you or if it's best for you or anything, I feel like what your family has to say about your life and about your lifestyle and about the direction of your overall path affects you. So if you're one of those people that has a very tight nuclear family, you may need to draw stronger boundaries with them and really keep in mind if you're living for yourself or if you're living for other people. I feel like it's a big message this month, Scorpio. Are you living for yourself or are you living for other people? Because if other people are, quote, making it hard for you to be happy or causing you unhappiness, you have to ask yourself how enmeshed is their energy with yours. Okay, and that's where you really cracking the code and cracking into that energetic field of your own and into your mind is really going to matter. How many of your thoughts are your own? How many of your thoughts are influenced by your surroundings? And how can you keep on growing and keeping people close to you without their burden being your burden? Okay? Because with the Two of Wands in your heart space, I feel like you are considering other options. And you're seeing another side of a coin. It's like you may have had this same vision for a long time about what your life would be like, about what's an emotional priority to you, about what your heart's invested in, and now you're seeing that there's actually a lot more available to you. Okay, so it's not like you're leaving behind what you've been passionate about, not leaving behind what you have felt strongly about, but you're seeing that there's a lot more. Okay, because the Two of Wands is a vision that is very expansive. Okay, and the Ten of Pentacles here as well, this could be like all of a sudden you get an inheritance, or you find out that your family is going to support you to, make more money or expand upon your business, something like that. This can definitely be a financial message that, again, puts you on a path really quickly that, again, makes you realize, like, wow, I have a lot more opportunities than I thought. Like, let's say you all of a sudden inherit $20,000, right? This is an example. This is definitely not going to happen for everybody, okay? And this can also just be financial support. Like, now all of a sudden you know that your family will financially back you, maybe as a co-signer, anything. whatever. But let's say all of a sudden you realize you have $20,000, not liquid, right, available to you. All of a sudden, boom, out the blue. That's going to drastically alter the way that you view your current scenario, okay? Especially if you don't have a bunch of debt that's bogging you down, or even if you do, right? That would drastically change your life. So I also feel your, quote, family values are going to take a pivot this month as well, because you're tapping into some type of power of yours and you're wanting to break beyond your current barriers. So the heart is expanding in ways it hasn't before, and your priorities are becoming different. So it's really, really important, again, to not be holding on to stuff that is too weighty, too heavy, and is definitely not yours. Because life is expanding really, really, really fast, Scorpio. And you don't want to fill up all that new space with other people's junk, okay? You want, if it's going to be filled up with anybody's junk, it needs to be filled up with your junk, okay? And there's nothing wrong with taking somebody along for the ride, but they have to be able to keep up with you, and they have to be able to pay their way. You know what I'm saying? Spirit's advice for dealing with the energy of August. We have Temperance with the Queen of Pentacles. On the Queen of Pentacles, we have the rune Disruption. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And on the Knight of Wands, we have the rune Protection. So, again, if your money has been disrupted in some capacity, or you feel like it's like someone is meddling in your ability to produce, this Knight of Wands energy is going to come in quickly to kind of save you. Because I don't really feel like this is a problem. It's only just as much as a problem as it is accepting help. I feel like you'll have to accept help if this becomes a problem. If something is happening with your money where your money's not flowing, you're not feeling like you're very capable of earning, even though you're very skilled and talented, this Knight of Wands energy is a protection mechanism. This can either be somebody coming in really quick and giving you a quick money opportunity, or all of a sudden, again, you find out somebody's willing to maybe cover your bills for the month, something like that. Because this Knight of Wands also could be inspiration. So maybe you've been having your money disrupted, or again, you've been feeling like your ability to provide has been disrupted, but all of a sudden you're going to get a quick, swift opportunity that you use your skills. Like, you're definitely going to still be using your skills. And again, something that you're passionate about. And you may have not saw this skill as part of your future, but now you're realizing like it could save you in a pinch. This could be something that you decide to bring on another income stream because you don't want to keep relying on just one. Because Temperance is saying to have patience. So, but these energies are very opposite, right? So I also feel that being too reactionary with your money, or with your work, with your livelihood, won't protect you. So I feel like it's also important to protect yourself from overreacting, or protecting yourself from being reactionary, and just be really grounded. Like, when your emotions start to swell up, right, and you can feel yourself wanting to blow because you feel like, again, someone is meddling in your ability to make money, or you feel like your money, again, is not coming in the way that you want. It's coming in very sporadically. So it's like feast or famine. One, call on your other skills, okay, and keep your eyes and ears open for other opportunities. But also you have to be patient because, again, I feel like you're going through a growing phase, and sometimes we're going through growing phases. We have to do a lot of internal work before we see it externally. And, of course, money is money, and some of us really need it immediately. But stay grounded, okay? Stay grounded. Do not let your emotions get the best of you, because I think if you explode, or if you say things that later, you know, are going to come back to haunt you, you're not going to like the outcome, okay? Ultimately, moving into September, we have the Chariot with the Page of Cups. On the Page of Cups, we have success. So at the end of the day, victory ultimately is what we have, right? Because we have the Chariot and we have the success rune on the Page of Cups. So again, being creative, being kind-hearted, being empathetic, being considerate. I feel like being, you know, holding your tongue and not being so quick to, you know, lose it, and having empathy, prioritizing empathy will yield you a lot more success. And it's not because necessarily that person, like, quote, deserves it. Like, let's say they're not being kind to you or whatever, or you feel like they're messing with your money, or again, they're messing with your livelihood or whatever. I feel like you're going to have to really, really, really stay rooted in your skills, staying rooted in your passion, staying rooted in your empathy and your creativity, because that is what is going to yield you long-term success. So don't scrap something that could take you far into the future for instant gratification. I feel like that's really important too. Okay, because you may still be a novice making novice money, or you may be in the beginning phases of something where even though it's successful, you're not really seeing the currency turnaround. Ultimately, that's where you will lead. But the Chariot doesn't move very quickly. Okay, the Chariot takes its time. So if you're looking to move forward with your work or whatever, the more compassionate you are with yourself, also in your ability to create that growth, it'll be a lot easier. All right? Spirit, what affirmation do you have for Scorpio for the month of August? I know that when I do my best at my job, I will be rewarded in all sorts of ways. I create a good feeling at work. I realize there are laws that govern the universe, and I work with these laws in every area of my life. So again, it's about using your intuitive power this month. You know what? I say this a lot in my personal life. I don't know if I've ever said it here. Sometimes it's hard to be the smartest person in the room. You know what I mean? To be the most intuitive person, the most self-aware person. It's not always the easiest, but it does give you the upper hand. Okay, it's aggravating on the surface, but it does give you the upper hand. So I feel like it's important to be non-reactionary, not to the point that you're obviously ignoring people being disrespectful, but like, you know, give people a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean carry their burden. That means not trying to control things that are out of your control and just doing what you can. And what you can do is use law of attraction, use the power of your mind, use the power of your own understanding of metaphysics to bend things into your favor, okay? Because you can't afford to sit on your power anymore, okay? The way to success, the way to bring more finances in your favor, the way to tap into creative power that yields money is through understanding the law of attraction. And not only the law of attraction, but just the power of your own being, okay? Scorpio, I love y'all. Peace.